Hello folks, it's December the 6th of 2025. I have another collection update here for you all. I have a bunch of vinyl records this time, and I do have a bunch of CDs as well. So as usual, I'm going to go through these albums, show you them, and talk to you about them as well. Okay, let's get right into it. Up first is Black Sabbath with Volume 4. This album came out on September of 1972. This is of course their fourth album, a very classic heavy metal album. My personal favorite of Black Sabbath. I just enjoy this album so much. I really do enjoy their first 5 full-length albums, as well as some of their later releases like Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules, but this is definitely my favorite from them. I've had the CD version of this album for at least 20 years, maybe a little bit longer than that, and I've listened to that one so much. So yeah, I definitely had to get it on vinyl, and found it for a decent price. So yeah, definitely happy to have it in my collection. It's just a phenomenal album from start to finish. You have so many great songs on here like Wheels of Confusion, Tomorrow's Dream, Supernaut, Snowblind, Under the Sun. I mean, this entire album is just phenomenal. Definitely a masterpiece. Tony Iommi has so many great riffs on this album, and his solos are just phenomenal as well. Bill Ward, phenomenal drumming here. Geezer Butler, his bass playing is just incredible. And of course, Ozzy's vocals are just fantastic. I mean, this album is just amazing. Truly a masterpiece. Okay, alright, so that is Black Sabbath with Volume 4. Nirvana with Nevermind. This album came out on September of 1991. A very classic grunge album right here. I've been a huge Nirvana fan for a very long time. I got into their music when I was around 11, and they're one of my top 10 favorite bands. I just love them so much. And so yeah, I would have got this album on CD back when I was like 11 or 12. So I've listened to this album a lot throughout the years, and I'm very familiar with it. So definitely had to get it on vinyl. Found it for a decent price on Amazon. Very happy to have it in my collection. Just an absolute credible album right here. You have so many great songs like Smells Like Teen Spirit. That was the first Nirvana song I ever heard. In Bloom, Come As You Are, Breed, Lithium, Stay Away, On a Plane. I mean, this entire album is just incredible from start to finish. An absolute masterpiece. It sold a lot of copies. It's sold over 30 million copies now worldwide. And yeah, so this album is what pushed them into the mainstream. This is their second album. It definitely has more of a polished sound, and was produced by Butch Vig. And yeah, it's just an incredible album. I just love it immensely. All right, so that is Nevermind by Nirvana. Nirvana with Incesticide. This came out in December of 1992. This is my personal favorite album from Nirvana. I guess that's not technically considered an album. It's actually a compilation. It contains songs that they recorded prior to Bleach, as well as some like B-sides and other unreleased material. It's incredible. There's quite a few songs in here. I think there's like 15 songs in here, I believe, about that. Yeah, 15. Yeah, so many incredible songs in here like Dive, Sliver. Sliver was actually a single that they released. They made a video for that one as well. Stain, Being a Sun. I mean, this entire album is just phenomenal. I do enjoy it so much. Yeah, it's incredible. Definitely my personal favorite from them. But I do enjoy all their material, like all their albums as well as their live albums are just phenomenal. I just love Nirvana. Absolutely love them. They didn't put out a lot of material, but they put out a fair bit. And yeah, this is definitely my favorite from them. I love that cover as well. Really do enjoy that cover. It looks really cool. I've always liked that cover. Yeah, definitely happy to have this one in my collection. I paid a fair bit for it. I think I paid about $60 for it or so. I think I bought it off eBay, I believe so. Okay, yeah, great stuff right here. All right, that is Incesticide by Nirvana. St. Vitus with Born Too Late. This came out in 1986, the same year I was born. Yeah, just an absolute doom metal classic right here. I believe this is their third full-length album. This band formed in 1978. They were originally called Tyrant, and then of course they changed their name to St. Vitus, I believe sometime around 1979 or 1980, sometime around there. And yeah, phenomenal album right here. You have Scott Wino Weinrich on vocals here. Um, yeah, it's okay. Sorry, you got Dave Chandler on guitars, Mark Adams on bass, Armando Acosta on drums. So yeah, this is like their classic lineup right here. Unfortunately, a couple of those members have passed away. Mark Adams has passed away, and Armando Acosta has passed away as well. And yeah, so you got so many amazing songs in here, like Born Too Late, phenomenal. Clear Window Pane, Dying Inside. This entire album is phenomenal. I've enjoyed this album for quite a long time, at least about 15 years or so. I've had the CD copy for at least 15 years, maybe a bit longer than that, but definitely one of my top doom metal albums. I love it, absolutely love it. Okay, so this is Saint Vitus with Born Too Late. Another doom metal classic right here. This is Pentagram with Relentless. Okay, so this was released in 1993. Okay, but it was actually originally released in 1985. They re-released this album in 1993, called it Relentless, but initially it was just their self-titled album. I don't know why they re-released it and called it Relentless, but anyhow, they did. And it's just a phenomenal album, start to finish, incredible. Every song on this album is absolutely amazing. This album is a masterpiece, 10 out of 10. I just love it immensely. The production is incredible. The guitar playing, amazing. Victor Griffin, amazing guitar player. Bobby Liebling's vocals, fantastic. I mean, he was such a interesting character, always has been. And yeah, this band has gone through so many lineups. This is like their classic lineup right here. But yeah, not their original lineup, unfortunately. This band has been around since 1971, so they did go through quite a few lineup changes even before this release. Yeah, amazing songs in here like Death Row, All Your Sins, Sign of the Wolf, The Ghoul, Relentless. I mean, this entire album, like I said, is just phenomenal. I enjoy it so much. I've had this album for quite a long time. I don't even recall when I got it. I think I was maybe in my late 20s or so. So at least 10, 12 years probably I've had this album. I've had it for quite a while. And yeah, I decided to get it on vinyl because I just love it so much. Okay, so that is Pentagram with Relentless. And the last of my vinyl records here. This is Winterfylleth with The Dark Hereafter. This came out in 2016. I believe this is their fifth full-length album. This is a British band, if you're not familiar with them. They have more of like an atmospheric black metal type of sound, kind of similar to bands like Drudk, Woden's Throne, Wolves in the Throne Room, Seor, Fen, those types of bands. Yeah, incredible stuff. I really do enjoy this band a lot. I've been a big fan of this band for quite a while now, at least 10 years, maybe more. Yeah, probably more than that. But yeah, decided to get this one on vinyl. Found it for a pretty decent price, so definitely decided to snag it. Okay, it only has 5 songs in here, and one of the songs is an Ulver cover. That's Led Astray in the Forest Dark. That's an Ulver song. But yeah, pretty solid album right here. Definitely enjoy Winterfylleth quite a bit. All right, so that is Winterfylleth with The Dark Hereafter. Okay, and on to the CDs now. Sorry, I'm just getting things organized here. Let me take a drink of my coffee. Okay, I have another Nirvana album right here. This is Nirvana with Bleach. This came out in 1989. This came out in June of 1989. So I've had this album for a long time. I just decided to buy another copy of it. So I'll just kind of show you the inside a little bit. There's a picture of Kurt Cobain on the drums there. Very interesting. So yeah, I've had this album for quite a long time, probably since my late teens, so at least about 20 years or so. I love it. I mean, I love all of Nirvana's stuff. I mean, this is their debut album. It definitely has sort of a raw type of sound, and more sludgy sounding. Yeah, it's fairly sludgy sounding. So many great songs here, like Blue, Floyd the Barber, About a Girl, School. This entire album is just phenomenal. Sifting, I really do enjoy that one quite a bit. I mean, this entire album was just phenomenal. Just an absolute classic. I think initially it only sold about 40,000 copies, which is quite a bit But then after Nevermind was released, when they really went like became mainstream, like a big mainstream band, they've actually sold over 1 million copies of this now. So yeah, it's sold quite a bit already. But yeah, great debut album from Nirvana. If you haven't listened to this one, definitely check this one out. It's very, very good. Okay, so that is Nirvana with Bleach. Another Nirvana album. I got a bunch of Nirvana albums here, of course. All right, Nirvana with Nevermind once again. Okay, so I've had this album on CD for quite a long time. Just decided to buy this edition. This is the deluxe edition. As you can see, it has 2 discs in here. So it has the original album, but then it has a bunch of unreleased material on here, like B-sides, like rehearsal type stuff, a bit of live stuff. So yeah, I had to get it. I don't know why I hadn't purchased it years ago, but of course, such a classic album. I did talk about it when I talked about the vinyl album there, so I'm not going to say too much about the actual album, but yeah, amazing stuff on here. Definitely happy to have this deluxe edition. There are some songs in here, uh, like Even in His Youth, which is a B-side. Really love that one. Aneurysm, that's another B-side from Nevermind. Phenomenal song. I really do enjoy that one quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, it's worth getting. I mean, if you're a big Nirvana fan, I'd recommend it. It's definitely worth having in your collection. Okay, so that is Nirvana with Nevermind. Cradle of Filth with Damnation and a Day. This came out in 2003. Okay, I've had this album for quite a long time. I think I bought this album when I was like 18, so a little bit over 20 years now. Just decided to buy another copy of it, and because my original copy was very scratched up, I had lent it to somebody back in high school actually, and he gave it back to me very scratched up. I was not happy about that. But anyhow, finally decided to buy another copy of it, and this one is in very good condition. Yeah, this is sort of like my introduction to black metal, along with some other bands like Emperor and Dissection. You know, at 18 is when I was 18, 19 was when I was first starting to get into black metal. I read about it in magazines and decided, well, Cradle Filth seemed like the band to get into if you're just starting to get into black metal. And I enjoy this. I remember listening to this one quite a lot, and I still enjoy it to this day. It's a pretty lengthy album as well. It has 17 songs. It's well over an hour in length. Very good. It's very interesting, very heavy and melodic, dark sounding. Interesting concept going on here. I know they put a lot of work into this album. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it so much, and still do, like I said. But yeah, it was a big deal for me when I first heard this album. I'd never really heard anything like it prior to that. So it was a big deal for me at 18 years old to hear something like this. And of course, I got into Cradle of Filth quite a lot more after this. I do have all their albums now. But yeah, great album right here. I love it so much. Okay, so that is Cradle of Filth with Damnation and a Day. Negura bunget, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this album. I don't know if I should even attempt to do so. And crugu, sorry, I'm not even going to attempt to do it. This is a Romanian band, if you're not familiar with them. This album came out in 2002. This is their third full-length album. They are no longer around, unfortunately. I think they split up around 2017 after the death of their drummer, Negura. He died of a heart attack. I think he was like 42 years old at the time. So they decided to disband. And yeah, but this is one of their more classic albums right here. Phenomenal stuff. It's sort of like atmospheric black metal, folk, black and folk metal, very experimental. It just really takes you on a journey, this album or this music. It only has 4 songs in here, but they're very lengthy songs that go through so many different transitions. It's very interesting stuff. It's very unique and very deep music. And I just enjoy them so much. I've been a big fan of this band for quite a long time, since my mid-20s for sure. So at least 15 years, and yeah, I enjoy most of their stuff. I would say most of their albums are pretty good, especially their earlier stuff. Their early to mid period albums are really good, and yeah, definitely happy to have this one in my collection. I know most of these copies go for a fair bit, but I managed to find this album for a fairly decent price. I can't recall what I paid for it, but I think it was only like maybe $15 or so. So of course I had to get it. Alright, so yeah, definitely happy to have this in my collection. If you're not familiar with this band, Negura Bunget, definitely give them a listen, especially if you're into black metal. Okay, so that is Negura Bunget with their third full-length album. I'm not going to pronounce it, but yeah, check this one out if you haven't. Alright. Count Raven with Mammon's War. This came out in 2009. This is their fifth full-length album. This album is still sealed. Decided to buy another copy of this album. I found this one at a decent price, and my other copy, it's got a fair bit of scratches on it. I've listened to it a lot throughout the year, so I decided, well, let's get another copy. And of course, I found this one at a fairly decent price, and so I definitely had to get it. Okay, so yeah, amazing album right here. Definitely one of my favorite doom metal bands. Easily one of my top 5 favorite doom metal bands. I'm of course a big fan of doom metal. If you're not familiar with this band, they're sort of like a traditional doom metal band. They formed, I think in like 1989. They're from Sweden. Dan Fondelius, he is the main man of the band, the vocalist and guitarist, the main songwriter. And so on this album, they had a completely different lineup from their earlier albums. Dan Fondelius is of course still the vocalist and guitarist on this one, but they recruited a new drummer and a new bass player for this album. And yeah, it's a great album. I mean, there's so many great songs in here. I just enjoy it immensely. I remember when I got this album, I was going through a very strange time in my life. So yeah, I'm always sort of reminded of that time in my life whenever I listen to this album. I won't go into the details of what I went through, but it was very unusual. Okay, so yeah, definitely happy to have a second copy of this album. Alright, so that is Count Raven with Mammon's War. And my last CD here. This is the band Live, and this is their album 5. This is, of course, their 5th album. This came out in 2001. I've been a really big fan of Live since I was like pretty young, and I enjoy them immensely. They're just a good old-fashioned rock band. They're just a It's hard to describe them exactly. I guess they would just be described as a rock band. They've been around for, I think they formed back in like 1984. They were originally called something else, but then they changed their name to Live. I can't recall what their original name was. But anyhow, they didn't have that name for that long, but then they changed it to Live. And yeah, I enjoy most of their stuff. Most of their albums are very good. And would have bought this album sooner. I would have bought it years ago if I'd known that this was as good as it is, because I really do enjoy this album quite a bit. I've been listening to it actually quite a lot lately, and yeah, it's really good. Lots of really good songs on here. Ed Kowalczyk is of course the vocalist on this album. This is actually the original lineup on this album, but Ed Kowalczyk, he actually fired the original members of the band in recent years, so he is the only original member of the band now. So he is performing live with Live still, but he has a bunch of hired musicians that he uses. So it's a bit odd. I mean, it's unfortunate that the original members of this band are no longer in Live, but it is what it is. And they actually are coming to Winnipeg in early March, and I do have tickets to see them. And I'm going there with somebody, so it'll be interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a pretty big event, and like I said, I really do enjoy this band a lot, so I'm really excited to see them live. I'm really excited to see Live. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I don't like the name that much of this band. I mean, it's a little bit confusing. It can be a little bit confusing sometimes, but yeah, great release right here. Okay, so yeah, that's Live with their 5th album, 5. Okay, so those are a bunch of vinyl albums as well as some CDs I purchased recently. If you'd like to check out some of these albums, I will leave a list of them in the description. So otherwise, I'm doing pretty good these days. I currently have 7 days off from my job, so I'm really excited about that. Just catching up on a lot of stuff at home here. And my new album is coming along very well. I've recorded all the guitar parts and bass parts and drum patterns now. So I'm currently working on the lyrics, and once that's done, I will record the vocals. That will be within the coming weeks. And then afterwards, I will be working with somebody to mix this album, and so hopefully this album will be done sometime in the spring. Maybe it may take a little bit longer, maybe late spring, early summer, but I'm very excited about it. It's going to sound incredible. Alright, so please leave some comments, give me a like. If you don't subscribe to my channel, please subscribe. Alright, so I want to say thank you very much for watching, and I want to say thanks to all the people who watch my videos and subscribe to my channel. I really truly appreciate it. Take care, my friends. Cheers.